Have you ever seen someone crave a man's attention so badly that she was willing to erase her own children just to keep the fantasy alive? That's what makes the case of Susan Smith so disturbing. Investigators later discovered she had become emotionally obsessed with a man who reportedly did not want children, and many believed that rejection helped push her toward one of the most horrifying crimes in modern American history. Instead of accepting that motherhood came first, Susan appeared desperate to hold on to the possibility of romance, freedom, and validation from a man who saw her children as baggage. In 1994, Susan shocked the country after claiming a black man carjacked her vehicle with her 2 young sons still inside. For 9 days she cried on television, begged for sympathy, and convinced millions she was a grieving mother while the nation searched for imaginary kidnappers. Her emotional interviews played non-stop across America, and many people initially believed her because she appeared calm, emotional, and desperate for her children to come home. But as investigators watched her more closely, detectives began feeling that many of her interviews and emotional reactions seemed rehearsed, disconnected, overly controlled, and at times lacking the panic they expected from a mother whose children were supposedly kidnapped. Investigators also realized her story made no sense physically. Police found inconsistencies in her timeline, no evidence of a violent carjacking, no witnesses supporting her claims, and no proof that the black man she described had ever existed. As pressure mounted, investigators dug deeper into her personal life and discovered she had been struggling emotionally and financially before the murders, making them increasingly suspicious that her motive was tied to wanting freedom and a new life without the responsibilities of motherhood. Eventually, the contradictions became too overwhelming, and Susan confessed on November 3, 1994. She admitted she drove to John D. Long Lake, got out of the car, and allowed it to roll into the water with 3-year-old Michael and 14-month-old Alex trapped helplessly in their car seats as the vehicle slowly sank beneath the surface. The horrifying image of 2 children strapped inside a sinking car shocked the entire nation and permanently changed how many Americans viewed the case. What made the story even darker was the lie she chose to hide behind. She knowingly blamed an imaginary black man during a time of already tense racial division in the South, causing innocent black men around Union to be viewed with suspicion, stopped, questioned by police, and treated like possible child killers while she stood in front of cameras pretending to mourn. Many people later criticized how easily racial stereotypes were accepted during the investigation, and believed her false accusation put innocent black men in danger simply because of the climate of fear and emotion surrounding the case. After being convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years, Susan later leaned heavily into religion and faith while incarcerated, with supporters arguing she had changed and found God during her decades behind bars. Others believed her religious transformation was another attempt to rebuild her image after one of the most hated crimes in modern American history. In 2024, she appeared before the parole board seeking release, but parole was denied and she remains behind bars. Decades later, the case is still remembered as one of the most chilling examples of selfishness, manipulation, racial weaponization, and betrayal by a parent in modern American history, because the entire country spent days hunting imaginary monsters while the real monster had been standing in front of them the entire time.